believe I am saying this, but my husband and I are starting IVF. At the time of me recording this, it's the middle of November, and we've been sitting on this information for about a month. A few weeks ago, I did post about it on Instagram, but if you have not seen, or if this is the first time you're seeing me, first of all, hi, my name is Kayla. My husband and I have been trying to conceive for over 2 years now, since October 2022. We have been on the funded waitlist for IVF. We were expecting spring to summer of 2025, and on October 8th, 2024, we actually found out that we got bumped up on the IVF waitlist. We were not expecting this at all. I was literally at work when I saw this email come through. The subject line said something like funded IVF, and I was like, what the heck? So I started recording myself because I was like, just in case. So I'm gonna put my little reaction video here. I'm at work, as you guys can see. I was not planning on recording. As you can see, I look like what is going on here? I just got an email from our clinic, our fertility clinic, and the subject, I'm literally shaking. The subject says funded IVF, a message from, and then the name of our clinic. And I'm like, what is going on? Are we at the top of the funded IVF waitlist? I'm literally shaking. Okay, I need to open this. Oh my God. We are pleased to share that your government-funded IVF spot is approaching. And then it has like a bunch of like steps we need to do. What the hell? They told us 14 to 18 months. So that should be like, based on their timeline, and when they put us on the list would be spring or summer 2025. And right now, today is October 8th, 2024. I was not expecting this. Holy shit. I need to call Alan. Oh my God. As you can see, I was definitely very shocked. I called my husband right away and he was shocked. We were just all very shocked. When I did share this with Instagram, I did say I was gonna not share the timeline, but honestly, things are already happening and they're happening very fast. So I'm going to let you guys know that, or maybe I already did in my infertility Q&A. I can't remember. We are expecting our new timeline to be January or February. So we are like less than 3 months out. Things are already happening. So I want to update you guys. This is going to be the first episode of our IVF journey. I'm obviously going to take you guys along for it. This is the first time we're ever going through IVF. Basically in the email, it said that our waitlist is approaching. It wanted me to call the clinic to let them know that I received the email and to book an appointment with our IVF doctor right away, which I did. And they also wanted me to reply to that email within 14 days to say we're still interested, because obviously if people like are on a list for X amount of time and then they no longer need it or want it, then they need to be taken off. So we found this out on October 8th, like I said, and the appointment they scheduled us with our doctor. So our first IVF appointment was Wednesday, November 13th. At the time of me filming this video, that was 2 days ago. Today is Friday. I did record a little bit. Obviously, I'm gonna blur out our doctor's face, but just so you can kind of see what we talked about and what happened.
Now, I also know that you guys have a funded spot coming up.
Yes.
How are you feeling about that?
We're excited, yeah. When we got the email that we got, like the timeline got bumped up, we were like, oh my God, like really?
So I'm gonna update some of that day 3 blood work that you did, just because I wanna make sure your thyroid is good, like all your hormones are really good. Your infectious disease screens for both of you are outdated, so I'm gonna get you to do that. Your AMH and your sono.
Okay.
Just because I want to make sure that everything is there. When they do your sono, they're going to do one additional step and make sure that we are scanning you to access your ovaries so that both your ovaries are actually accessible and we can reach them.
Okay.
Because of where your sperm counts are, I do want you to bank a sample of sperm if you haven't already.
So overall, she said our spot is coming up. She wanted us to update all of our charts. So it's mainly me specifically, because like Alan is the issue with us, so he's been doing a lot of testing over the last year, but for me, I haven't really done anything or needed to do anything. She sent over a crap ton of requisitions. I have 6, I believe, 6 tests that I need to do. and he has 4, I believe. I'm going to try and call about this AMH testing. I don't think it has to be on any certain day of your cycle, but I fear they're not going to answer because they close in 20 minutes, but we're going to try anyways.
We are currently unable to answer your call. At the tone, please leave a message with the spelling of your name, telephone number, and the reason for your call.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kayla, K-A-Y-L-A, last name Djukic, D-J-U-K-I-C. Dr. sent me a requisition to get an AMH test done, as my husband and I are going to be starting IVF soon. So just looking to book that. Again, Kayla Djukic, thank you. I figured that was going to happen, so I just left a voicemail. They probably will call me tomorrow, but I think that is the first thing that I'm going to book and get done, because did I say this already? I feel like I'm losing it, but I don't think this needs to be done on any certain day. There's more I want to tell you guys, but I feel like just to not confuse you guys, I kind of want to go in order. So the main thing that I need to focus on right now is just getting all of this testing done. It is Friday, November 22nd, 7:38 a.m. Alan is just quickly driving me to Life Labs because unfortunately yesterday, well, it's actually a good thing, but yesterday was cycle day 1. I got my period, and one of the requisitions that I need to do for blood work, it's on a specific day of my cycle, so it's highlighted cycle day 2, 3, or 4. We are actually moving this weekend, so doing it tomorrow or Sunday is pretty much off the table. So today is cycle day 2, so I'm trying to go first thing. I don't have an appointment, but usually if I have to wait, it's probably going to be maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. I'll let you guys know what they want to test for. I don't know what these are, but TSH, FSH, LH, estradiol, prolactin, and TSH. I already said that, but that's what I'm going in for, so hopefully it goes well. Home now, and literally look at that. It is so blue. I don't know about you guys, but do you ever get blood work done and you just know that the tech is going to bruise you? Because like, I don't know, I've had this guy at Life Labs before, maybe like a year ago or 6 months ago, and he bruised me so badly. And even today, like the way he put the needle in, he kind of put it like sideways and then twisted it, and I kind of like flinched. Like I don't know what he was doing, and it hurts so much, like so much, and we need to move, and I'm just like stressed. I'm on my period, I'm stressed, like, but it's fine. That was the first blood work that I had to do. That means slowly but surely we're getting one step closer to our IVF. Excuse me if I look crazy right now. I am so exhausted. It's actually a couple days later. This past weekend, my husband and I moved, which I told you guys. So it has been very chaotic. Today is Thursday, November 28th, 2024. And I have a couple more blood tests that I needed to do for the fertility clinic. And I went earlier today. I bruised again, but very, very little. My fertility clinic actually called me this morning at like 9:30. And they were just asking if I had done the rest of the test, and I said no because I was in the middle of moving and I just didn't have time. And the girl was like, I need you to get it done ASAP, because in a couple days I actually have my AMH blood test and I have my sono ultrasound, and they want all of the other blood work done before I do that. So she was like, is there a chance that you can go today or tomorrow or within the next couple of days before your appointment? So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make time for it today. So I went. They took 7 vials of blood, and I was like, what the friggin' heck? The tech had it in, and like she's just taking the vials, and I'm good with needles. I just don't like, I don't want to look at it, so I just kind of like look away. And because she's taking a lot of blood, like I don't pass out or anything, but I just really want to focus on like my breathing and stuff. And she's like, are you gonna pass out? And I was like, no, I'm good. I just like to be focused. So yeah, 7 vials of blood. They took a bunch of things. HbA1c, creatinine, ALT, CBC, rubella, some prenatal thing, TSH, ferritin, blood group antibody screening, VDRL. And then I had to do a bunch of like HIV serology tests. I'm not exactly sure what. I know they test for like chlamydia and stuff. So I also had to do a urine test. Today is a very exciting day. It is the last round of testing I need to do for our IVF. Alan still has a few things he has to do, but for me personally, this is the last thing. At 12 o'clock, I have a blood test that I need to do, which is the AMH, basically just the ovarian reserve. They just want to see how many eggs that I have. And then at 12:15, I have a pelvic ultrasound. I have, I think, a transvaginal ultrasound. I have a sono ultrasound. If you don't know what that is, I've talked about this before because I had to do it one other time, like when we were doing our initial testing for our fertility clinic. It's basically where they insert dye into like your uterus, and they basically want to see if your tubes are open, if there's any blockages. They just kind of want to get like a deeper insight into like what's going on. They recommend taking a Tylenol 30 minutes before because it does get pretty painful. So since it's 11:45 right now, I am going to take an Advil because trust me, you need it. I also need to have a full bladder. I don't feel like I need to pee yet, so I'm like kind of scared I haven't drank enough water. For the AMH testing, it is $80 and it's not covered by OHIP or the Ministry of Health, so I have to pay for that, which is annoying. It's about 2 hours later. I had to rush to get to my office quickly just to do something, but I just wanted to update you how the appointment went. So I got my blood work done. I literally still have the little bandage on. She just took like one little vial for the AMH test, paid the 80 bucks for it. The sono actually wasn't bad this time. Like I felt a little bit of cramping, but I think the thing was after I did my pelvic ultrasound and transvaginal ultrasound, I had to wait like 15 minutes for the doctor. So by the time I actually did the sono, it was probably had been almost an hour since I had taken the Advil, whereas the very first time I did the sono, I took it literally 30 minutes before. So I think maybe because it had longer to like kick in or like settle in, it didn't hurt as much. I don't know, it went a lot easier. Afterwards I felt crampy for like 30 minutes, but overall it went well. Like the first time I got it done, I don't know if it was just a different doctor and like just a different technique, but like might be too much information, but the first time like I was leaking a lot and I had some spotting. This time I was fine. Like I just walked out of there with pretty much cramping and that was it. I am so excited to say that Alan and I are both fully done our IVF prep testing that we needed to do. Today is what day? December 9th. It is a Monday, and Alan did the last thing he needed to do this morning. So I just kind of want to update you guys, and I look red because I'm sitting in front of Alan's desktop and his wallpaper's red, so just ignore that. He had to do some blood work. I think total he had 4 vials taken. He also had to do the urine test that I did, so just like the HIV serology. And then the last thing he had to do, which he did today, was give a semen analysis. Basically, our IVF doctor said they wanted to bank a sample so it could be a backup for our IVF transfer. Obviously, when the time comes, I'll talk about it more, but if you don't know the process, basically when they do the egg retrieval, so they take the eggs out of me, he'll have to give a fresh sample, and that's what they're gonna use to fertilize the egg, but they just want a frozen backup just in case. This, unfortunately, is not free, so I'm just looking at the receipt because I asked him to send me a photo because he's still at work, but he had to pay $885 at his appointment. So the convenience sperm banking is $375, and then the annual gamete, I think that's how you say it, so the storage fee basically is $451.33 plus HST, so it came out to $885, which is a lot of friggin' money. And I know the bills are gonna pile up a little bit more, although we live in Canada and specifically in Ontario where we can get funded IVF. It doesn't count for things like this, like storage, as well as the medications. I'm getting sidetracked, but Alan and I both don't have benefits, so this is something we're gonna have to pay for, but we'll talk about it then. Now, because they are banking his sperm, they said that they would call within 1 hour to give the results. So I just want to read exactly what he said to me. So he was like, the fertility clinic just called me, and I said, what did they say? And they said that he gave a good sample and it has everything everything we would need. They said on the day I would be giving a fresh sample as well, but this one is banked as backup. We knew that. They told him his concentration was 6 million, and I don't know if you guys know this, but normal range or recommended range is anywhere from 15 to 20 million. So he is way below average, but if you compare to 1 year ago when we first found out that our issue was male factor infertility, his concentration was actually 2 million. So in 1 year's time, it's went from 2 million to 6 million. So it's not great, but it is improved and it's a lot better, which makes me feel good that, you know, the lifestyle changes he's been doing has been helping. And basically the nurse told him, you know, if on the day of the egg retrieval, if his fresh sample wasn't good enough, they would use the banked sample. But she said overall the sample was good and it is more than enough to be used for IVF. So I'm feeling really good. It's getting super freaking real right now. I've been obviously very excited, but I feel like now that it's like creeping up and getting a little bit closer, like even now my heart is racing. It makes me kind of want to throw up. I know it's not guaranteed, but I'm like really hopeful that it's gonna happen for us. So I think I'm gonna end this vlog just to kind of cap up, you know, all of the first steps of our IVF journey. Tomorrow I'm gonna start a new IVF diaries vlog because we are doing a teaching course. So it's 2.5 hours online. It's like a virtual class and it's live. We have to meet with the IVF doctors, the lab technicians, and they're gonna go over pretty much everything we're gonna be doing. We get to ask questions and stuff. I'm freaking excited. If you guys are watching this, send me all the baby dust. Send me the baby dust.